Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Matthew, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of a different video. This is a video that I've actually, wasn't exactly planning to make, but I kind of wanted to make it because I found this really interesting that I don't see, you know, I don't know what kind of else, okay, how do I properly say this? It just seems to be a big trend or like an ongoing thing that's gonna really change like Godzilla merch, Godzilla figures for literally the next several years. What am I talking about? We all know what Godzilla figures are. They're obviously figures based on the Godzilla series, and right in front of you, I have four. We'll get to Monkey Boy, Paintball Monkey, Sunset Monkey, whatever you want to call him, Funky Monkey, just a sec. But for now, let's just focus on these four. These four are from the top, at least from what I know, the top four most popular Godzilla figure collective companies throughout the past decade. NECA Godzilla 1954, the Bandai Creations Godzilla 2000, the original version, not the Fusion series, the Godzilla SH Monster Arts 2001 GMK Godzilla from Bandai Tamashii Nations, and this one is the Playmates Godzilla Heat Ray from Godzilla vs. Kong Playmates. What do these figures all have in common? They're all 6 inches, or at least of that, intended, branded, etc. That being said, all of these figures are widely popular and known and loved for being 6 inches. Well, loved for being of that height. Quality is subjective. But with that being said, we are starting to see an uptick of when the scale is starting to go higher. What am I talking about? We are starting to see larger and higher quality Godzilla merch being put out on the market in terms of highly articulated kaiju figures. With that being said, of course, if we're talking about highly articulated figures, we can go ahead and eliminate these two, but we don't eliminate these two because these two scream articulation. Now, what am I talking about in terms of companies? Well, look at what kind of figure companies we have now. We're looking at the Monstars figures, which we're going to mainly look at Ultima, for example. We'll talk about the all-new Mezco Kaiju Collective line, starting with Godzilla, their newer released, not really released, reveal from SDCC. We've got the Super 7 Toho Ultimates that just came out with 3 waves, yet none of them are released, which is kind of an alarm bell. Like, you'd think they would wait on the waves, but no, they're just giving everything all at once. And we're also going to look at the newly popular Haya Toys, which all 4 of these companies, of course, one has been in the game longer than the other ones have for Godzilla, but we are starting to see them upscale their figures to more of an 8-inch style scale, which, for good ruler, Kong here, which I talk about him now, they're about this size, which I don't own any of the newer figures yet, but from what we are currently seeing, we are starting to see taller, better, and higher quality Godzilla merch available on the market at a bigger size. And whether this is a good or bad thing, is this going to be like the end of the 6-inch figure line? Honestly, with companies like Playmates still around, probably not. I mean, they're literally the master holder license of like making 6-inch cheaper toys. But I mean, even then, they've got like 11 and 12-inch scales and 8-inch scales. So, yeah, take your pick. But basically, what I am trying to say here is that this 6-inch standard era might not become the 6-inch scale or what we know as the 6-inch scale. We are starting to see this whole thing grow with newer companies, mainly like Super 7, Mezco, Modern SH Monster Arts figures, and Hiya Toys, because all of their figures are really freaking big. We got some new pictures of the Hiya Toys next compared to the Monster Arts and NECA 2019s and 2021 figures, and that thing is huge. It looks so high quality. Am I gonna get it? As good as it looks, probably not, because I'm fine with the Monster Arts and NECA, and I really don't need a freaking another Monster vs. Godzilla hoarding up my shelf. But with that being said, it still looks magnificent. Super 7, let's talk about their offerings. They recently just dropped the reveals of, I think it's just a normal Heisei Godzilla. No, it was the Biolante Godzilla, the Biolante Rose Form uh, Biolante figure from Godzilla vs. Biolante, the Burning Godzilla from Godzilla vs. Destroya, the Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2 Super Mechagodzilla figure, and then they also released just earlier today the 12,000 degrees Celsius Godzilla, which is him, Burning Godzilla, like melting down, and Destroya, which, to put into perspective how big those figures are, again, all the Godzillas I just mentioned, with the exception of Mechagodzilla, are about his height. Now think about how big that is, and then think of how big Destroya and Mechagodzilla are. I don't know the exact height on Mechagodzilla. I think he's about 9 inches, but Destroya is a whopping 10 inches. The Monster Arts Destroyer was only about his height. I don't think it counts the horn, but like, damn, that's really tall. So just let that manifest in your head for a sec. That is really big. And not to mention, Mezco's offerings are not that far behind. I think they're about the same height. We're just mainly focusing on Godzilla because that's the only figure that they've announced thus far, but it's about that height. And this is honestly really incredible because even with Ultima, like, I know people are going to say, but Ultima's like really big, and it's just, like, Monster Arts has been really wacky with their scales in recent years. Like, Shin had no reason to be that big. Yeah, he was the biggest, newest Godzilla at the time, but so was Legendary in 2014, yet they didn't make him like 8 inches tall. They kept him in the 6-inch format. Earth came around and he was 300 meters, yet when he arrived, he was only about like a smidge taller than 2014 was. And he was still shorter than Shin, but then Ultima comes along, and I think he's about a little bit smaller than Shin, but he's like way beefier, probably because of bodily proportions, and he's like so friggin' long. Honestly, Monster Arts do better on the scaling, but honestly, if you're going to make your figures beefier, make them consistent. Now, that's the key word, consistency. I almost bumped my camera over. If all these companies decide to go down this road of consistency with each other, I think that we're going to have a really nice, great thing going with these kaiju collectibles getting bigger, higher quality, and even though they might uptick in terms of price, I think it'll be worth it all in the end. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching this little discussion video. If you guys liked it, definitely subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, everyone.